2 weeks after Earth joined the Galactic Council, things had changed dramatically. Humans were no longer seen as strange newcomers, but as respected members with unique skills. "Another request," Minji said, handing June a datapad. "The Zolon Confederation wants to send 20 security officers to train with our guards." June smiled. "That's the 5th request this week." They sat in their new permanent office in the council building. As Earth's official ambassador, June now had a larger staff and more responsibilities. "I never expected this," Minji said. "Everyone wants to learn from us now." There was a knock at the door. Hyun entered with Tazran. "Ambassador June," Tazran said formally, "I have a proposal from Council Security." "Please, sit down," June offered. Tazran seemed nervous, which was unusual for the confident security chief. "After seeing your guards in action," he began, "I believe our security forces could benefit from human training methods. Would you consider a formal exchange program?" June looked at Hyun. "What do you think, Commander?" Hyun nodded. "I believe we can arrange something beneficial for both sides." Later that day, in a large training room, Sunho stood before a group of alien security officers. They watched him with a mix of respect and curiosity. "Today we start with basic principles," Sunho explained. "True security comes from awareness, not weapons." A large, muscular alien raised a tentacle. "But weapons give you power." Sunho smiled. "Let me demonstrate." He invited the alien forward. "Please, take this practice weapon and try to hit me." The alien grabbed the padded staff and swung it at Sunho. The young guard simply wasn't there when the staff arrived. He had moved slightly, just enough to avoid the blow. Again, Sunho encouraged. The alien tried several more times, growing frustrated as Sunho calmly avoided each strike while barely moving. "You see," Sunho explained to the group, "the weapon only has the power you give it. Your mind is the true weapon." Across the council station, Minji led her own type of cultural exchange. She had organized a series of talks about Earth's history and philosophy of combat. "Humans fought many wars throughout our history," she told a room full of interested aliens. "We created terrible weapons that could destroy entire cities." "Like many species," one alien said. Minji nodded. "But we learned something important. The more destructive our weapons became, the more we needed control, not power." Kara, now Minji's official assistant, displayed images of Earth's martial arts traditions. "These training methods go back thousands of years," Minji explained. "They teach discipline, control, and using an opponent's strength against them." Meanwhile, Hyun worked directly with Tazran to create a new security protocol for the council. "The key is de-escalation," Hyun explained as they wrote the guidelines. "Preventing violence is better than responding to it." Tazran nodded. "This goes against many species' instincts. We are taught to show strength through force. The strongest display of power is restraint," Hyun said. By the end of the month, Sunho had become something of a celebrity among the younger aliens. They followed him around, asking for demonstrations and training tips. "How do you stay so calm?" a young alien guard asked him. Sunho thought about his answer. "When I first joined the diplomatic guard, I was quick to anger. Commander Hyun taught me that emotion clouds judgment. True strength comes from a clear mind." Even former opponents now showed interest in human methods. The Vorn delegate Kel, who had once attacked June, now attended Hyun's training sessions regularly. "Your ways are strange," Kel admitted to Hyun after a session. "But effective. I would have killed in your position. You chose not to hurt me at all." Hyun nodded. "That is why we train as we do. Anyone can take a life. It takes skill to preserve one." As word spread throughout the galaxy about Earth's unique approach to security, more species became interested in human culture and philosophy. June watched it all with satisfaction. Earth had not just joined the galactic community, it had changed it for the better. "We have proof now," Minji said, placing the small data device on the table. The humans were gathered in their private quarters, which Hyun had checked for listening devices twice. June looked at the device. What did Kara give you? Meeting records, Minji explained. Dole has been in contact with a group called the Red Claw. They're mercenaries for hire, known for dirty work. Hyun stood with his arms crossed. When will they act? Tomorrow, Minji said. During the full council session, Dole has paid them to create a security situation that will force our guards to either reveal hidden weapons or prove helpless. Sunho punched his palm. We should report this. With what evidence? June asked. A secret recording from a junior diplomat. The council would see it as human spying. Then we avoid the meeting, one of the other guards suggested. June shook his head. That would look like fear. Earth would lose all respect. The room fell silent. Finally, Hyun spoke. We let it happen, he said. Everyone looked at him in surprise. We know it's coming, Hyun continued. We prepare, but we act surprised. We handle it our way. June thought for a moment, then nodded. Agreed. But we need help from someone inside the council's security. Tazran, Minji suggested. He was impressed by how Hyun handled Kel. He still doesn't trust us, Sunho pointed out. He doesn't need to trust us, Jum said. He just needs to see the evidence. Later that evening, Jun requested a private meeting with the security chief. Tazran arrived looking suspicious, his forearms tense and ready. What do humans want at this late hour? He asked. Jun showed him Minji's data device, evidence of a plot against the council. Tazran watched the recordings with widening eyes. When it finished, he looked at Jun. Why tell me? You could have escaped before the attack. That's not how humans handle threats, Jun said simply. Tazran studied him. What do you propose? Let the attack happen, but be ready to protect the innocent. My guards will handle the main threat. The blue-skinned alien laughed without humor. You're unarmed guards against professional killers. This is suicide. Hyun, who had been standing quietly by the wall, spoke. We will manage. Tazran stared at Hyun for a long moment. There is more to human guards than you have shown. Hyun didn't answer. Finally, Tazran nodded. I will have my best people ready, but hidden. If your guards fail, we step in. Fair enough, Jun agreed. After Tazran left, Hyun gathered his team for final preparations. Remember your training, he told them. No killing unless absolutely necessary. Control, not destruction. What if they have energy weapons? Sunho asked. All weapons have weaknesses, Hyun said. The person holding it is usually the biggest one. Meanwhile, Dole met with the leader of the Red Claw mercenaries in a dark corner of the station. The mercenary, a scared alien with metallic skin, listened to final instructions. Make it public and messy, Dole said. But don't kill the human diplomat. Just put him in danger so his guards must act. And if they don't act? The mercenary asked. Dole showed his sharp teeth. Then they die, and humans are proven too weak for the council. What about council security? The mercenary asked. There will be problems with their equipment, Dole assured him. You'll have time to do your work. As the final plans were set in motion, Kara sent one more message to Minji. Be careful tomorrow. Dole has friends in high places. In their quarters, Jun looked at his team. Whatever happens tomorrow, show them what humans can really do. Hyun nodded. With pleasure, sir. 3 days had passed since the humans arrived at the Galactic Council. Jun sat at a large round table with representatives from 20 alien species. The room buzzed with the sound of translators working. Earth asks for full membership, Jun said, his voice clear and steady. We bring new ideas and resources to share. A tall, thin alien with gray skin leaned forward. Humans are new to space travel. You have much to learn before joining us. Minji passed Jun a datapad. He reviewed it quickly before answering. We learn fast, Jun said with a smile. From the corner of the room, Hyun watched everything. His eyes moved constantly, checking each entrance and exit. The other human guards stood at different points around the room. They wore simple black uniforms with only small earth patches on their shoulders. Every other species guards had body armor and visible weapons. Council member Dole pointed a clawed finger at Hyun. I still do not understand this. How do they protect you? It makes no sense. The other aliens murmured in agreement. Some laughed quietly. Perhaps humans are naturally peaceful, said a small furry alien. Perhaps they have never needed weapons. Dole made his grinding laugh sound again. All intelligent life evolves through conflict. If humans had no weapons, they would not be here. June kept his face calm, but Minji frowned slightly. The humans knew their history. Earth had seen too many wars. But that was not the point of today's meeting. We are discussing trade agreements. Jun reminded everyone, not security practices. But the aliens were curious now. A blue-skinned delegate with antenna waved all four of her arms. Do human guards use hidden weapons? Secret technology? Before June could answer, a loud crash came from the doorway. A server drone had dropped a tray of drinks. The sound was harmless, but every alien guard instantly drew weapons, creating a tense moment of confusion. Only the human guards stayed calm. They shifted positions slightly but drew no weapons. Their reaction was so smooth that few noticed they had moved at all. Tazran, who was watching from nearby, narrowed his eyes. The meeting continued, but Jun noticed more aliens watching his guards now. Some with curiosity, others with disrespect. Later, in the human quarters, Minji paced the room. They do not take us seriously, she said. They think we are weak because our guards have no weapons. Jun watched as Hyun and his team checked the room for listening devices. Good, Jun said. Let them think that. Sunho, the youngest guard, looked frustrated. They mock us. That big scale-faced Dole keeps testing us. Hyun gave Sunho a sharp look. That is why you are here, to learn control. Our strength is not in showing power, but in having it when needed. The council has denied new members before, Minji reminded them. We need their support. Jun nodded. We keep to the plan. Show respect, follow their rules, and never reveal everything. Later that evening, Jun and Minji attended a formal dinner with high-ranking council members. As they walked through the grand hall, alien delegates stared at the unarmed human guards. I heard humans can't make proper weapons, one whispered loud enough to be heard. Perhaps they are servants, not guards, another suggested. Dole approached, surrounded by his own heavily armed security team. The reptilian alien stood much taller than Hyun. Human. Dole addressed Hyun directly. I command the strongest military force in 3 star systems. My personal guards are elite warriors who have killed in 100 battles. He gestured to Hyun's empty hands. What have you done with those? The room grew quiet, waiting for Hyun's response. Hyun looked at Dole calmly. Enough. The single word hung in the air. Dole's eyes narrowed, but before he could respond, the council leader called for dinner to begin. As they took their seats, Minji whispered to Jun, I think we just made an enemy. Jun watched Dole across the room. We already were. Now he's just paying attention to us. News of the incident with Kel spread quickly through the Galactic Council. As Jun and his team entered the main hall the next morning, aliens stopped to stare at them. Some looked curious, others worried. They fear us now, Minji whispered as they walked. Jun shook his head slightly. Fear is not what we want. Respect is better. The special session began with Kel making a formal apology. The yellow-skinned alien kept his 3 eyes lowered. My actions were wrong, Kel said. The human guard showed great skill and mercy. Council leader Vex nodded. This matter is closed. Now we return to Earth's application. From across the room, Dole watched with narrow eyes. The large reptilian alien was not happy. When the meeting ended, he gathered his allies in a corner, speaking in low voices. Over the next few days, strange things began to happen. In the dining hall, A server accidentally spilled hot drinks on Sunho. The young guard simply stepped aside at the last second, then helped clean up the mess. During a tour of the council buildings, a door suddenly closed, nearly trapping Hyun between sections. He slipped through the gap with surprising speed. In the exercise area, alien guards challenged the humans to training matches, but insisted they use practice weapons. The humans politely declined each time. "They're testing us," Hyun told Jun after the fourth incident, "trying to make us react or reveal our methods." Jun nodded. Dole is behind it. He's trying to prove humans are either hiding weapons or are truly defenseless. Meanwhile, Minji had made a friend, a young alien diplomat named Kara, with soft purple skin and large silver eyes, often sat with her during breaks. "Many younger council members support Earth," Kara told Minji over tea. "We are tired of the old ways. The way your guards handled the Kel incident was impressive." "Thank you," Minji said, "but I worry that Dole is planning something worse." Kara leaned closer. "You are right to worry. I have heard things. Dole has been meeting with people he normally avoids. Some say he has contacted outside groups." That evening, Minji shared this information with Jun and the security team. "Mercenaries," Hyun said immediately. "He's planning something bigger than these small tests." Jun looked troubled. "If we report this, we look weak and paranoid. If we don't, we prepare," Hyun said simply. The next day, Sunho faced the most direct challenge yet. While guarding Jun during a smaller meeting, a large alien guard accidentally bumped into him hard. The alien wore heavy armor with sharp edges that could have hurt Sunho badly. Sunho moved like water, redirecting the alien's momentum so he stumbled forward but didn't fall. He then steadied the alien with a helpful hand. "Careful," Sunho said with a smile. "The floors are slippery here." The alien guard looked confused and angry as he walked away. Later, in a quiet hallway, Dole himself approached Sunho when he was alone. "Human," Dole said, his voice low and threatening. "Your tricks don't fool me. No species sends defenseless guards to protect diplomats." Sunho kept his face calm, just as Hyun had taught him. "I am not defenseless, Council Member Dole." Dole stepped closer, using his height to look down on Sunho. "Prove it. Draw your hidden weapon now, while we're alone." "I carry no weapons," Sunho said. Dole's laugh was cruel. "Then you are useless. When real danger comes, what will you do? Wave your empty hands." Sunho met Dole's eyes without fear. "If real danger comes, you will see what these hands can do." As Dole walked away, Sunho took a deep breath. He knew the reptilian alien was planning something dangerous. But for now, all he could do was watch and wait. The massive doors of the Galactic Council headquarters slid open with a soft hiss. Jun straightened his formal diplomatic uniform and took a deep breath. After years of preparation, humans were finally here, ready to join the community of spacefaring species. "Ready, sir?" asked Hyun, standing at Jun's right shoulder. Jun nodded. "As ready as we'll ever be." Hyun signaled to the 4 other guards behind them. They formed a perfect line, 3 on each side of Jun and his advisor Minji. The human delegation walked forward into the grand entrance hall. Aliens of all shapes and sizes stopped to stare. Some had too many limbs, others had scales or feathers. A few floated rather than walked, but all shared one thing in common. They carried weapons. Every single security detail had visible guns, energy blades, or stranger weapons Jun couldn't even name. A tall, blue-skinned alien with 4 arms stepped forward. 2 of those arms rested on weapons holstered at his sides. "I am Tazran, Chief of Council Security," the alien said through his translator. "Welcome to the Galactic Council, humans." His large eyes scanned the group, then narrowed. "There seems to be a problem." "No problem," Jum said with a smile. "We're honored to be here." Tazran pointed at Hyun and the other guards. "Your security detail." They are not properly equipped. Hyun stood tall, his face calm. We are fully prepared for our duties, Security Chief. The alien's skin darkened slightly. I see no weapons. All diplomatic security must be properly armed according to Council protocols. A small crowd of aliens had gathered now, watching the exchange with interest. June could hear them whispering. The humans came unarmed. How primitive. Do they not know the rules? Perhaps they have no weapons technology. June kept his diplomatic smile in place. I assure you, this is simply human tradition. Our guards do not carry weapons during diplomatic missions. Tazran's forehands made a complex gesture that June's cultural training identified as disbelief and concern. This is highly irregular, Tazran said. How can they protect you? They are very good at their jobs, June said simply. From the side of the entrance hall, a large reptilian alien with red scales stepped forward. Unlike the others, this one wore elaborate robes with official-looking symbols. I am Council Member Dole, the reptilian announced. This is most concerning. Are we to believe humans send their diplomats with defenseless protectors? Perhaps your species is not ready for Council membership if you cannot even follow basic security protocols. Hyun didn't change his expression, but Jun saw the slight tension in his guard's shoulders. Sunho, the youngest guard, looked like he wanted to speak, but kept silent as his training required. Minji stepped forward. Council Member Dole, we have reviewed all protocols. There is no requirement that security personnel must be armed, only that they must be present. Dole made a sound like rocks grinding together. A laugh, according to Jun's training. Clever word games, but what use are guards who cannot guard? Tazran raised a hand. The human diplomat is technically correct, but this is unprecedented. Many things about humans may surprise you, Jun said calmly. We look forward to sharing our culture with the Council, as we learn from yours. Tazran seemed to make a decision. Very well. But your guards will be under extra surveillance. If there is any security problem, they will be held responsible. We understand, Jun said. As they walked deeper into the Council building, Jun could feel the stares of dozens of alien species. Some looked curious, others dismissive, a few even seemed threatened. They think we're weak, Minji whispered. Jun smiled slightly. Let them. Behind them, Hyun and his team moved with perfect discipline, their eyes constantly scanning for threats. They might not have weapons, but anyone who looked closely would notice something important. They moved like predators, not prey. The first meeting with the Galactic Council was about to begin, and the humans had already caused quite a stir. After the attack, the Council called for an emergency session. The mercenaries had been taken away, and security teams were searching the station for any other threats. Evidence had quickly led back to Dole, who was now under guard himself. The Council chamber was packed. Everyone wanted to hear what the humans would say. Council leader Vex opened the session. Today we witnessed something extraordinary. I believe we all deserve an explanation. She turned to Jun. Human diplomat, please tell us the truth about your guards. Jun stood and looked around the room. Every alien face showed either respect, fear, or intense curiosity. The truth is simple, Jun said. Human diplomatic guards go unarmed not because they lack weapons, but because they don't need them. A murmur ran through the crowd. Explain, Vex requested. Jun nodded to Hyun, who stepped forward. I am Commander Hyun, he said. On Earth, I lead a special unit trained to protect diplomats in any environment. Every guard on my team has mastered at least 15 forms of combat and can use any object as a tool or weapon. But why not carry proper weapons? Asked a small green alien. Surely that would be easier. Hyun shook his head. A weapon can be taken away and used against you. A weapon can malfunction. A weapon can be detected and confiscated, but skills cannot be taken away. Tazran stepped forward. The speed and control you showed was unlike anything I've seen. You disabled 10 armed attackers without killing any of them. That is our primary directive, Hyun explained. Maximum protection with minimum harm. On Earth, we believe that taking a life should be the absolute last option, not the first response. Kara, Minji's friend, raised her hand. How long does it take to train guards like this? A minimum of 10 Earth years, Hyun said. We begin with traditional martial arts, then advanced combat techniques, then improvisation with everyday objects. Finally, we learn about alien physiologies. On the large screens around the room, security footage from the attack began playing. The council watched in amazement as the human guards moved with incredible precision, using simple objects to disable armed attackers. Here, Tazran pointed, Sunho strikes this mercenary in a specific spot that temporarily paralyzes, but causes no permanent damage. The footage continued, showing how each guard used different techniques. Our approach comes from Earth's history, June explained. Humans fought many wars with increasingly deadly weapons. We learned that true security comes not from having the biggest weapon, but from having the best training and control. An elderly alien with wisps of white hair spoke up. In all my years on the council, I have never seen guards who could protect so effectively while causing so little harm. Minji stepped forward. That is the human way. We believe that the most dangerous fighter is not the one with the most weapons, but the one who needs no weapons at all. The security footage showed Hyun protecting council leader Vex, moving so quickly that some frames were blurred. I owe you my life, Vex said to Hyun. When those mercenaries held me, I thought. You were never in danger, Hyun said simply. Not while we were there. A heavy silence fell over the room as the council processed everything they had seen and heard. Finally, a tall, elegant alien stood. I think we understand now why human diplomatic guards go unarmed. Not out of weakness, but out of strength. She looked around the room. I move that we immediately vote on Earth's membership application. Vex nodded. All in favor of accepting Earth as a full council member, raise your hands. Almost every hand in the room went up. Only a few of Dole's closest allies abstained. The vote is clear, Vex announced. Earth is now a member of the Galactic Council. As cheers filled the room, Jun smiled at his team. The human way had been proven, not through violence, but through control and skill. The Grand Council chamber was filled with delegates from over 50 worlds. Jun sat at Earth's assigned table, with Minji beside him. Hyun stood behind them, looking calm. The other human guards were positioned around the room's edges. Council leader Vex called the meeting to order. Today we vote on Earth's application for membership. Each world will have one vote. Dole sat with his faction, occasionally glancing at the main doors. His scales seemed to shimmer with excitement. Tazran stood by the security panel, watching everyone. When his communicator beeped, he checked it with a frown. Something was wrong with the security systems. The first warning came when the lights flickered. Then, the main doors slid open. 10 armed figures rushed in, wearing masks and armor. Each carried energy weapons and blades. Nobody move, shouted their leader, a tall figure with metallic skin. This is now under our control. Panic erupted. Delegates screamed and ducked under tables. Alien guards reached for weapons, but found their energy guns wouldn't fire. Someone had sabotaged them. The mercenaries quickly surrounded the central area. 2 grabbed council leader Vex. Others pointed weapons at important delegates. Their leader walked toward June. The human diplomat comes with us. Anyone who tries to stop us dies. Dole watched from his seat, trying to hide his satisfaction. This was perfect. The human guards would either reveal hidden weapons or prove useless. What happened next shocked everyone. Hyun moved first. He picked up a water pitcher from the table and threw it with perfect accuracy. It hit the leader's weapon, knocking it from his hand. The other human guards sprang into action at the same moment. Sanho grabbed a decorative banner pole from the wall and used it like a staff. With 3 quick movements, he disarmed 2 mercenaries and knocked them down. One guard used his formal jacket to wrap around a mercenary's weapon, twisting it away before delivering a precise strike to the alien's pressure point. Another guard slid across a table, kicking chairs into the path of attackers while using a serving tray as a shield against energy blasts. The mercenaries were confused. They had expected either hidden weapons or no resistance at all. Instead, the human guards were using everyday objects as tools and weapons, moving with incredible speed and precision. Hyun reached the two mercenaries holding Vex. He grabbed a handful of decorative sand from a nearby display and threw it into their eyes. While they were blinded, he struck specific points on their bodies. They dropped to the floor, unable to move but still conscious. "Are you hurt?" Hyun asked Vex as he freed her. The council leader stared at him in amazement. "No, but how did you?" Across the room, Sunho protected a group of smaller aliens who couldn't run away. 3 mercenaries cornered him, thinking the lone guard would be easy to overwhelm. Sunho smiled at them. He picked up a fallen mercenary's belt and used it like a whip, disarming one attacker. Then he used a tablecloth to tangle another's legs. The third rushed him with a blade, but Sunho dodged with a simple sidestep, then used the attacker's momentum to throw him into a wall. In less than 2 minutes, all 10 mercenaries were on the floor, disarmed and disabled. Not one of the human guards had used a lethal strike. Not one delegate was hurt. The council chamber was silent with shock. Everyone stared at the human guards who now stood calmly beside the subdued attackers. Tazran finally got his security team through the doors. They stopped and looked around in confusion at the scene. "We came to help," Tazran said weakly. Hyun nodded politely. "Thank you. We have the situation under control." Dole's face had turned pale. This was not what he had planned at all. June stood up and straightened his jacket. "I believe we were about to vote on Earth's membership application." 6 months after Earth joined the Galactic Council, a ceremony was held in the Grand Hall. Representatives from over 100 worlds gathered to witness a historic moment. June stood tall beside Council Leader Vex as she addressed the assembly. "Today marks a new chapter in Council history," Vex announced. "Today we adopt the Human Security Protocol across all Council operations." Applause filled the room. On a large screen, the new security guidelines appeared. 1. Guards shall prioritize de-escalation over force. 2. Protection shall be achieved with minimal harm. 3. Training in unarmed combat is required for all security personnel. 4. Weapons are tools of last resort, not first response. Hyun watched from the side, his face showing quiet pride. His security team stood nearby, still unarmed but now wearing official council security instructor badges. Tazran approached Hyun. "When you first arrived without weapons, I thought humans were foolish," the blue-skinned alien admitted. "Now my own guards train in your methods." "Change is often difficult," Hyun said, "but necessary for growth." Across the room, Sunho supervised a demonstration. A mixed group of alien guards showed their new skills, disarming opponents without weapons and controlling situations without violence. "Remember," Sunho called out, "awareness before action, control before force." Minji joined June as the ceremony continued. "Did you ever imagine this would happen?" she asked quietly. June smiled. "Earth has much to offer the galaxy. This is just the beginning." After the ceremony, a special transport arrived at the docking bay. Hyun and Sunho went to meet it. The doors opened, and 20 nervous aliens stepped out. They were young security officers from worlds across the galaxy, selected for special training on Earth. "Welcome," Hyun said. "You are the first class of the Galactic Security Academy. You will spend 6 months on Earth learning our methods." A tall, thin alien stepped forward. "We were told to leave our weapons behind. This feels strange." Sunho smiled. "That feeling is normal. By the time you return, you will understand why weapons are often unnecessary." The young alien guards looked uncertain but excited as they followed Hyun and Sunho to their transport. Meanwhile, in the council chambers, Jung was finishing negotiations for Earth's first major trade agreements. With their new status, humans were now valuable partners in galactic commerce and culture. "There is one more matter," said an elderly alien representative, "the case of former council member Dole." Everyone grew quiet. Dole had been found guilty of arranging the mercenary attack and was awaiting punishment. Traditional penalty for such crimes is exile to a prison world, Vex noted. But perhaps our human friends have a suggestion. June thought carefully. On Earth, we believe in rehabilitation when possible. I propose Dole be required to complete the full human security training program. Let him learn the very methods he once mocked. Murmurs of surprise and approval spread through the chamber. Even in punishment, the humans chose education over revenge. Later that evening, Jun, Minji, Hyun, and Sunho gathered in their quarters to celebrate. "A toast," Jun said, raising a glass, "to unexpected diplomacy. Who would have thought our greatest diplomatic asset would be unarmed guards?" Minji laughed. Sunho, who had grown more confident over the months, smiled. "I still remember how they stared when we first arrived. They thought we were defenseless. A common mistake," Hyun said, "confusing weapons with strength." As they celebrated, a message arrived from Earth. The next diplomatic team was being prepared, and based on the success of Hyun's team, all future human representatives to the galaxy would follow the same protocol. "We've changed how Earth approaches the galaxy," Jum said, "and how the galaxy sees us. And it all started with empty hands," Hyun added. Outside their window, the vast space station hummed with activity. In training rooms throughout the station, alien guards practiced human techniques. In meeting halls, diplomats discussed conflicts without threats of force. A small change in approach had created a large shift in galactic culture. The humans who came unarmed had, in their own quiet way, become the most influential species in the council. The fifth day of negotiations was the most tense yet. Jun sat at the main table, with Minji beside him taking notes. The room was hot and crowded with delegates from 30 different worlds. "Humans ask for too much," said the delegate from the Vorn Confederation, a tall alien with pale yellow skin and 3 eyes. His name was Kel, and he had opposed Earth at every turn. "Your planet has barely left its own system. You have no history with us. We offer new resources," Jun said calmly, "and new perspectives." Kel's 3 eyes blinked at different times. "Your guards show disrespect by rejecting our security traditions. This alone proves humans are not ready." Dole, sitting nearby, nodded in agreement. The human guards stand there like prey animals, waiting to be eaten. Some of the other delegates laughed. Jun didn't react, but he noticed Sunho's jaw tighten slightly. Hyun stood motionless by the wall, watching everything. The other human guards were placed strategically around the large circular room. The council leader, a wise old alien with pale blue skin named Vex, raised her hand for quiet. "Let us focus on the trade proposals. Page 17, the mining rights for." "No." Kel suddenly stood up. His yellow skin darkened to orange. "I will not ignore this insult any longer." The room went silent. Kel reached inside his formal robe and pulled out a long curved blade. It was a ceremonial weapon that all Vorn carried, but they rarely displayed it. If humans think weapons are unnecessary, perhaps they need a demonstration. Everything happened very fast after that. Kel lunged across the table toward Jun. The blade flashed in the bright lights of the chamber. The alien guards reached for their weapons, but they were too slow. Hyun was already moving. He crossed the room in 3 quick steps. As Kel's blade came down toward Jun, Hyun's hand shot out. He didn't grab the weapon. Instead, his fingers pressed a specific point on Kel's wrist. The blade clattered to the table, and Kel gasped in pain. In one smooth motion, Hyun turned Kel's arm and used the alien's own momentum to flip him onto his back. Kel landed hard on the floor, with Hyun's knee lightly resting on his chest. The entire attack and defense had taken less than 3 seconds. The room exploded in shouting and confusion. Alien guards pointed weapons in all directions. The human guards had moved too, each one now standing in a protective position, but still without weapons. Silence. Vex shouted, her voice cutting through the noise. Hyun looked at June, who gave a small nod. Hyun immediately stepped back from Kel, helping the stunned alien to his feet. "Are you injured?" Hyun asked Kel. The yellow alien seemed confused by the question. "No. How did you?" Council security officers rushed in, surrounding Kel. Tazran approached Hyun with a strange expression. "You disarmed him without a weapon," Tazran said. "And you did not hurt him." Hyun nodded once. That was the goal. The meeting was suspended for the day. As the humans returned to their quarters, whispers followed them through the halls. "Did you see how fast the human moved? He could have killed Kel, but didn't even hurt him. Perhaps they don't need weapons after all." In their private room, Minji couldn't stop smiling. "You should have seen their faces, June. They couldn't believe what happened." June nodded. Hyun handled it perfectly. Hyun stood at attention. "I apologize for the disruption, sir." "No need," Jun said. "You protected me exactly as you should have, without escalation." Sunho looked at Hyun with new respect. "That was amazing. You used the pressure point technique so fast." "Speed is not the point," Hyun told the younger guard. "Control is what matters." Later that evening, Jun received a message. The council had scheduled a special session to discuss the security incident. But now, there was a new tone in the message. For the first time, it referred to Jun as honored delegate. Jun showed the message to Minji. "It seems we've gotten their attention." "But is that good or bad?" Minji wondered. Jun smiled. "We'll find out tomorrow."